Preparations are underway for this year's 13th annual Hub on Wheels, a celebration of biking. The event takes place in September with organized rides going 10 miles and 40 miles. To tell us what's planned is a member of the TD Hub on Wheels team, Jim Delaney. Thank you very much for being with us, Jim.
Thanks for having us.
First of all, Jim, talk about this idea of 40 miles. I mean, Boston's a small town. How can you go 40 miles?
If I can do 40 miles, I think a lot of people out there can do 40 miles. It's great. This will be the 13th annual Hub on Wheels event that started coming out of a kind of a grassroots collaborative of a bunch of local cyclists and former Mayor Menino, who had this vision of, at the time, Boston had been ranked, America's worst cycling city for 3 years in a row, and Mayor Menino said we can't be worse at anything, and really started this progression of making biking in Boston more accessible, safer. And so it's fun to look back over the last 10 years and just see how much it's grown.
Now, one of the things I remember, at least from past years, is that there would be these feeder rides from places that at first seemed really outlandish for bicycling, and now it's sort of a fact of life. Dorchester Avenue, of course, Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and some of the areas of the city that used to be rather treacherous to be biking in, the advances in the infrastructure and bike lanes, and certainly Hubway, has created much more of a culture that bikes and cars can kind of coexist in a safe way.
Talk about how this really fills the gap between what's needed and what's there right now.
Yeah. Well, and it's been nice. Mayor Walsh has really taken up where Mayor Menino left off. So there's tons of transportation and infrastructure issues and bike safety programs that the city is going through. Where the TD Hub on Wheels event really comes into play is it's really the culmination, the celebration every year of biking in the city. It's the one time of the year where we can get 5,000 or 6,000 bikers on the road at the same time. It's the only time of the year where Storrow Drive is completely closed to cars. So it becomes more of that cycling celebration annually every September.
So how does this feel for someone who's actually on the bike? You're out there with all of these people and you're the majority. You're the dominant moving force out there.
Oh, it's a blast. And as somebody who's just sort of a casual cyclist or will go out with my kids on pathways, it's such a cool experience to be out there and sharing the road with it's a big social scene. You have all of these people. And certainly as the pack leaves City Hall Plaza, it's just a tremendous sight to see all those cyclists out there. As the 40 mile progresses, the line kind of thins out and you ride with smaller packs, but it's a great social event.
We're talking with Jim Delaney about Hub on Wheels here on BNN News. Jim, talk about some of the other benefits of biking, because one thing biking does is it gets more people out into green spaces and makes some of them less desolate. I'm thinking of along the Neponset River, which used to be practically a wasteland at one time.
Yeah. Oh, and the advances, that's I think what's really exciting to see over the last decade, especially the last 5 years, where there's been tremendous advances in connecting that Emerald Necklace. I bike down that Neponset River, the Greenway, with my kids, but now that extension is opening up that will further connect that to, say, like Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester. And so it's fun to see the infrastructure advancing with the same time as just getting more people out and active in Boston, whether that's running, biking, there's a ton more yoga and spin classes, and this energy of activity in Boston is great to see.
Now, does this event have any information for people, helpful things about whether it's about health or safety or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of that's sort of baked in. On hubonwheels.com is the website that has all the information about the event. But Boston Bikes really does as well provide a lot of information about specifically bike safety and people out there and sharing the roads with cars. But yeah, there's a lot of information online.
We should mention that it seems like this event happening in September, it's almost too soon to be talking about it, but explain, because it is good to know about it and maybe to act on it.
Well, the good news is it's become very popular, right? This will be the 13th annual event, and every year we see more and more people wanting to participate. The challenge is really we can't have 30,000 riders. I mean, we have to kind of limit it to 5,000. In capacity, and it starts to sell out pretty quickly. So this year we're already on sale with the registration as a early bird discount through June 1st, and then June 1st it'll open up to the the traditional registration rate.
And we should finally mention one more time, if we haven't done so yet, if people want to get some more details about this, what's the best way to check that out online?
The best is online. hubonwheels.com is the website. All the information, the registration links are all there. The route is on there, so people can check it out. And it should, we should note that in addition to the 40-miler, it is a little intimidating for some people. There is also a 10-mile course, which is just downtown. Beautiful course that's shorter, so very family friendly, and kids get to ride free this year. So kids ages 10 to 17 have a chance, as long as they're with an accompanying parent or guardian, can ride that 10-miler course for free.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Jim Delaney for Hub on Wheels. We'll have more news in just a moment.